Hey everyone, super excited for this week's vlog. Thank you so much for joining me. This week I want to talk about wheelchair etiquette because people approach me many times in these almost 20 years that I've been sitting in this wheelchair and asking me what's proper with people when communicating and talking with people in wheelchairs. What should I do? What shouldn't I do? And so today I just wanted to share a few things in my personal experience and other people's experiences that they've shared with me, along with a huge pet peeve of mine, which would be handicapped parking. So first of all, my wheelchair. So what a lot of people don't realize is that this wheelchair is actually part of me. This wheelchair is not just something that I sit in. This is my private space. And so throughout my journey, I've had people come up and think that it's okay to touch my joystick, to touch my buttons. And I just want to say that that is a big no-no, because this is my personal space. And so please know when approaching other people in wheelchairs that this is not for you. And I have had friends who are in manual wheelchairs that they can push themselves, who have had people come up to them and just start pushing their wheelchair. That's also a no-no. That is their personal space. And when you touch their wheelchair, now you can touch my armrest and you can lean up against my chair. That's not what I'm saying. But when you are trying to take control of how someone is moving and how someone is getting around, that is a big, big no-no. So please realize that as you're out in the community, as you're out with other people in wheelchairs. I've had people grab my joystick where I was right next to a set of stairs. And honestly, I had nightmares for the next couple of weeks thinking about if they would have pushed harder, if I wouldn't have caught it in time to turn my wheelchair off, what could have happened. And so please know that this is a big deal. Also with handicap parking, I could go on this for hours, but I won't. I just want to put it out there, the importance of using that parking spot only when you need it. And to be sure, and if you do have a handicap placard and you need it, to be respectful to the lines that are on the sides of the handicap parking, because I can't even tell you the amount of times that a motorcycle has parked in those crosshatches. That's not legal. I've also seen people just whip in like, oh, I'm just trying to run into Target, so I don't need to park straight into the parking spot. That inhibits me from getting into my van, from getting out of my van. And there are so few handicap parking spots out there. People like myself are every time hoping and praying that there's a spot. And so please know that when you are out and about, I know it's easy if you're like, oh, well, I have my mom's or I have my sisters with me. I'm just running in for just a few minutes. Well, that inhibits me from parking, and it inhibits others who really need that. And so if you can walk, you don't need it, be thankful that you have legs, that you have to park to the back of the parking lot so that you can walk to get inside. And so thank you so much for having an open heart and an open mind today when listening to this. And if you have questions, maybe you're like, I don't know what I should do, ask. I'm very open. Almost every person that I know in a wheelchair is very open. You say, can I help you? Is there something that I can help with? Because I've had some people that were so afraid of asking when I did need help. They didn't want to embarrass me. They didn't want to look like a fool. And so they just walked right by me and I needed help. And so I realized there are people out there that are like, no, don't ask me for help. I wouldn't have gone to the grocery store if I couldn't get my groceries back in the van by myself. Well, that's not me. I go to the grocery store, even before I was married to Doug, by myself in hopes that somebody would help carry out my groceries. And so I think the best thing that you can do is ask. and people will be thankful for that. See you next time.